Hello! Today is Sunday and it is your weekly love stream, your Sunday dose of soulful insights from Vivi. That's me. You might hear the door open a little bit because David's outside, but I'm in Texas and I wanted to just first send appreciation and love to all the beautiful people who said, "Are you okay?" I'm actually not in Fort Worth. I'm about 30 minutes outside of Fort Worth, and so I don't have any of the horrible flooding and chaos that's going on because of Hurricane Harvey. I just have some clouds and intermittent rain and lots and lots of mosquitoes. So just wanted to tell you thanks for reaching out. I really love that I'm loved. Everybody does. Just thank you so much for that. And what I wanted to share with you this week is some insight from Alex Korb. Alex Korb is a neuroscientist from UCLA, and he wrote the book titled The Upward Spiral. You can learn more if you Google him, or he has this really cool, I looked this up before I got online. He has this really cool article that he writes for Psychology Today called Prefrontal Nudity, the Brain Exposed. Now, if that isn't a title grabber, I don't know what is. So I'm going to share some insights with you today from his research. I'm distracted. I have like shiny object syndrome. I'm trying to capture my focus, and my attention is on you right now. Okay? That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at you. So we create our own happiness. We literally generate our own joy. One of the things that I've recognized as I've done a lot of work over the last few years and came back up from my downward spiral was that I thought something outside of me would make me better. Something outside of me would make me happier. Something outside of me, whether it was an achievement or a thing or a person, would give me the love and acceptance that I was craving. And it doesn't come from outside of us. It comes from within. We already have it. We just generate it. So Alex Korb came up with 4 rituals that you can do for yourself when you are feeling like you're going into that downward spiral. Now, I would encourage you to practice these things when you're not feeling like you're in a downward spiral, because it'll just give... I would encourage you to do these things when things are okay and you want them to be better. Because very often when we feel like things aren't okay, like this isn't something you'd be able to practice in the middle of a crisis. Like if you were evacuating your house because of the rain or the flooding, or, so do this when things are feeling kind of okay and you know that they could be better. Like there's that gnawing at you, what is it called? Malaise, that divine discontent that just says there's something missing and I'm not quite sure what it is. And you can't really point it out because we live a life with lots of really cool things in this day and age. The sun's coming out, so it's breaking through the clouds. Isn't that beautiful? But it's making me look weird, so I'm just going to go with that. So going to these 4 things that you can do. Before I go into the good news of what you can do, I got to break some bad news to you. So the bad news, you're fine. So the bad news is that when you feel worried, when you feel guilt, or when you feel shame, it actually activates the reward center of your brain. So feeling worry about something, babe, everybody can see you naked in the back. So when you're feeling worried about something, it actually makes you feel better in the short term, not in the long term. But it kind of activates the reward center of your brain, And it makes you feel like you're actually doing something for the thing that you're worried about, but you're not. You're not doing anything but worrying. So, just wanted to let you know that, because I've said that in a couple of conversations this week, and I got some, interesting. So, now you know. Worry makes you feel better in the short term because your brain thinks that you're doing something about what you're worried about, but you're actually not. So instead of worrying, instead of feeling guilty, instead of feeling shame and getting into those loops, you do 4 things. And the first of these 4 things is to ask yourself, what am I grateful for right now in this moment? The cool thing is that it really doesn't matter how you answer the question. Asking the question, letting your mind go on a search for what you're grateful for, is going to help. So, no need for an outcome, just ask, what am I grateful for right now? The second thing that you can do is to label your emotions. This is a big one because a lot of times we don't even know what it is that we're feeling. Are we feeling sad? Are we feeling mad? Are we feeling, what is the name of the emotion? Once you give the emotions names, then they can have gradients. They can have sort of variances that you sort of tune into. Where am I feeling this? And then you begin to notice your emotions. I like to talk about becoming the experts of ourselves. We don't. We have to put forth effort in that. I'm getting to 7 minutes, so I'll hurry. So when you give your emotion a name, then your brain isn't as bothered. Literally. Your brain's like, okay. That gives it a sense of, I'm going to try, I don't want to, if I move this way, will it help? Okay, that looks a little bit better. So if you give your brain a name for the emotion that you're feeling, then it's not as bothered by it. It gives it this closed sort of loop, like this is what it is, okay, and it relaxes. So the third thing, and this is really, really interesting, because I know that the people that I work with are, well, this is a general statement. I don't know that it's true, but my hunch is that it is. You want to make a good choice. You want to make the best choice possible. You want to decide with certainty that what you're choosing is the best outcome. That it's gonna give you the best outcome. So it's not gonna work. Like, you can't wait to decide until you have a perfect choice, until you have that medley of insight that says, I absolutely know with absolute certainty that this is what I should do. That, if you look back in your own life and find evidence for it, doesn't happen very often. So you've just got to go for good enough. What's the good enough choice here? This is really fascinating for me because anytime that I try to teach something, it shows up for me in my life. And I'm in a crossroads with something where I am procrastinating and telling myself that I need a better outcome and a better outcome and a better outcome. And what I really need to do is just choose, make a choice and go with it because it's going to be good enough. So sometimes that's why I get nervous about teaching, because then it shows up in my life and then I have to go through it. But oh well, that is life. And the last thing and the funnest thing, the funnest thing that you can do to shift your downward spiral to go all the way up is touch, not text. Text gives you that hit of whatever hormone is released. I don't know if it's oxytocin or what it is, but it gives you a hit. You get a like, you get a hit. You get a subscribe, you get a hit. You get something and you get a hit, but then you have a crash, right? Or you need more hits. So when you touch, when you get hugs instead of text, then you're actually calming yourself. You're giving your brain what it needs, which is connection. It thinks that it's getting connection when you're looking at Facebook or when you're scrolling through Instagram, but you're not really getting connected. Even a phone call or This for me is giving you touch. This for me is giving you love and showing you connection. So this is for me helping you to get from a downward to an upward spiral. So, in a nutshell, you can create your own happiness, but you don't think your way there. I think that's all I had that I wanted to say. And on this thing, I can't see who's there, and I don't see comments, so if you're there, thank you. Well, you are there because you're listening, right? You're watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great day. And enjoy the sunshine if it's breaking through where you are, okay?